What is up, my fellow YouTubers? John here with SoCal Outdoor Adventure. This video clip, it's great to be back with you. Sorry about that, I messed up my intro. Anyway, this video today is dedicated to troop number 65105. This is dedicated to my daughter's Girl Scout troop and also to the Girl Scout Troops of America. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to tie 5 basic knots. When it comes to knot tying, there's a grand total of 7 we're going to learn. We're going to learn 5 of them today, and in the next video we're going to show you how those knots are utilized when making a tarp setup. So stick around for the first video. This is going to be a lot of fun. All right, ladies, so what we're going to go ahead and show you is we're going to show you the first 5 of 7 knots that you girls are going to be learning how to do here when it comes to setting up a shelter, when it comes to just knot tying in general, and a couple of the basic knots here, and we're also going to include a bonus knot here as well. It's not really a knot, but it's a way to actually put away your rope or your paracord. So in this case, we're using 550 paracord. It's in black. And the first knot that we're going to show you ladies how to do, obviously, is the most basic knot, and this knot is used for when it comes to basically to shoe tying or any other knot in general. And the first knot that we're going to do here is what's called the overhand knot, and the overhand knot is very simple. So take the end of your rope, find a piece of your line, and pull. One end goes over the rope, and you just pull, and voila, you have yourself your overhand knot. Very simple, very easy. The next knot that we're going to show you ladies how to do is what's called the arbor knot, and I also call this knot the crybaby knot, and I'll explain why in a minute. But the way you make the arbor knot is you want to pull out a little bit of your line, want to make yourself a loop, and then you're going to pinch at the top of the line, and you're going to go over towards your end line here, your tail. You're going to make a nice loop. As you can see, both lines are still together, and then it's going to go inside, and voila, you got yourself your arbor knot. Now, why do I call this knot the crybaby knot? And well, the reason why I call this knot the crybaby knot is because as it gets tighter, the problem is with this particular knot is that when it gets tighter, it actually causes the knot to get more tight and you can't loosen it. So if you plan to use your rope for something else later on down the line, then you have to really dig into the knot to get it unloosed. So as you can see, I did not actually tie it this tight. So now I can go ahead and take it off. But if you attach this to a tree, or if you attach this to your vehicle, as you pull tighter on the rope, it will get more tight. It will get very hard to get out. And that's why I call it the crybaby knot, because a lot of people who do this knot, if they get super frustrated about it, what they'll do is they'll take their knife and they'll cut the knot off and just use the rest of the rope. So the knot that we are now going to show you how to do next is what's called the bowline. And the bowline is a knot that I use to basically replace the arbor knot. And the bowline is very easy. So I'm going to hold on to the end of my paracord and I'm going to make a loop. So there's my loop. Next, the end of my paracord is going to go through the loop, and then it's going to go under the rope and then through the loop again. And voila, you have yourself a bowline. And the bowline is perfect for different types of applications when it comes to knot. Now what I can do is I can go ahead and put my rope through my bowline and make a lasso. So in case I want to tie something up or tie somebody up, just kidding. And then the other thing I can also do is that this is actually perfect for shelter building. And that's what we're going to show you next when it comes to setting up this line to make a ridge line. So we have our tree right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and put our rope through this tree, or at least around the tree. So we have our rope. Now there's one or two things that I could do. There's one or three things we can do. We can either A, go ahead and pull the line all the way through and go to the other side, to the other tree. The other thing we can also do is that if we have a carabiner, we can attach the carabiner to the end of our bowline and then connect it to the line and pull it nice and tight. But for this scenario though, we're going to use what's called a marlin spike hitch. And for the marlin spike hitch, basically what you need is a piece of wood. So we have our wood right here in my pocket. And we're going to put a little bit of our line through our bowline loop, And then we're going to go ahead and attach the stick to the line. And as you can see, when I pull on it, it's going to go on it nice and tight. And the beauty about the Marlin spike hitch is that if I'm in a hurry to leave, I can just go ahead and loosen it up a little bit, pull it out, voila, it's all done. So let's do that again. Rope's going to go around the tree. We're going to put a little bit of our rope. We're going to take our stick. And then you can go ahead, put it nice and tight. Make it nice and taut. Now, there's a couple of different ways you can use sticks. You can either, so when it comes to finding a stick, you want to make sure that the stick is strong and you cannot break it with your hands. If you can break a stick with your thumb, or by holding your hand and breaking it with your thumb, then that means it's not strong enough. If you can snap it into with both hands, it's not strong enough. But if you don't snap it into, or if it's nice and thick, then this is a good stick to have. So this one's a good one to have. So now I'm going to go ahead and take my line here, and I'm going to go over to another tree. We want to make sure that we have a tree where you ladies can see exactly what I'm working with here. So we're going to go over, whoops, sorry about that. We're going to go over to this tree right here. Actually, we're going to go over this tree. Going to make sure we have our line. And again, we're using paracord, but these knots can be used with any type of rope. We're going to throw our line over this tree, and we're going to come over. So now what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and create what's called a trucker's hitch. So to create the trucker's hitch, I'm going to loosen my line a little bit, and I'm going to make a band right here. So I'm going to grab my line. My right hand is on top of my rope. This is my dominant hand. And then I'm going to twist and go over. Now I have a loop right here, and I'm going to pull this guy right here to make a small loop. So now what I can do is I can pull this line through here, and I can pull it nice and taut toward the tree. As you can see, this line's getting nice and tight. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go over my trucker's hitch. I'm going to put a loop, and I'm going to put my rope here. Oops, got to make sure that it's nice and taut. I'm going to pinch right here. And then I can go ahead and tie it. And voila, you've got yourself a very nice ridge line. And the beauty about using these first couple of knots here is that with these couple of knots, you can make a simple ridge line that can be used for shelters. It can also be used as a clothesline. And then it can also be used as as pretty much whatever you want. In some cases, limbo. Just kidding, but you can use it as a limbo line. I had to throw in a little bit of comedy in there. So in our second video that we'll show you down the line, we're going to show you how to use this whole setup here to create two different types of tarp shelters. The first shelter is going to be what is called a lean-to shelter, and then the second shelter we're going to show you guys how to use is what's going to be called a tent shelter, and that'll be in our next video here. Now, when you're done with the ridge line and you want to go ahead and put it away, I'm going to show you how to do that. And this is the beauty about these knots. I'm going to go back to my main line here, and I want to loosen it. So I'm going to go ahead and grab it on the end. Now I can go ahead and pull the rope through my trucker's hitch loop that I made. And then when I'm done with it, I can just pull it. Ta-da! So now I can pull my line away from the tree. And then what I can now go ahead and do is I can loosen my toggle for my Marlin spike hitch. And the line's released from the tree, and I can throw the stick away. Now, there's a couple of different things you can do with your bowline. You can either leave it in there the way it is right now. If you want to make it small, you loosen it up, untie it, make it smaller if you want to. Personally, I like to leave it in there for future use. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put my line between my middle finger and my third finger, and I'm going to start wrapping. I'll make a figure 8. And this is our bonus. Wait, this is how you put away your paracord or bank line. And bank line is another type of rope that is used widely in camping, bushcraft, survival, and we'll talk about the differences between that in another video. So once I got my hankering, I'm then going to go ahead and wrap it around my rope here. The A-frame shelter, that's what it was. It's called the A-frame shelter. So we're going to show you in the next video how to utilize 2 other knots to make an A-frame shelter. Got a little bit of an overhand knot tied in my rope here. Luckily it's not tied too tight. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen it up. Then I'm going to go ahead and stick the leftovers between the line here. Motorcycles are out in force today. And there we are. So now our paracord is now properly put away, and it's now all set and ready for the next adventure. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. Again, this video is dedicated to Troop 65105. If you liked this video, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel if you're not subscribed to my channel. And also, don't forget to click on the bell icon to be notified of new videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next adventure. Now go outside and have an adventure. Bye, guys.